I thought I'd pop on here and give a little tour of our kitchen since I'm kind of in between holidays right now. And my dogs are fighting. Hey, stop. And our cat's insane. I don't know what's going on in here. Hence why I don't make videos like this. So I'm gonna start our tour over here. This is the back staircase that goes up to the second floor. We bought a screen door and then we had to cut it. We added the little moldings that are little curved pieces by the screen. My husband put the screen in it. The little handle is a bent spoon. And then we cut out the bottom part that had more screen in it and put the galvanized wavy tin in there. The little bakery sign is just I stenciled it on a piece of wood. My dogs are actually being good right now. This doorway leads into the dining room. This door, we've added weather stripping. It's not the most energy efficient. We bought all new screen doors for all of our doors. The original screen doors were gone. We're doing the best we can with what we have, and I don't want to replace the doors. We had new glass cut for our door, and some of the trim around the glass was broken, so we found actually a replica of it and put new trim in. And then the transom was covered on the outside and then painted over on the inside. And we scraped all the paint off and opened that all back up. I love the natural light that it lets in, and it doesn't function because it doesn't have any of the working mechanisms, but I just think it's such a cool feature. I love transom windows. This is our little gallery wall. It's kind of the catch-all for our keys, our mail, etc. The fork and spoon came from a yard sale a long time ago. I picked them up for a little bit of nothing. I spray painted them the galvanized color. The farmer's market sign is from Hobby Lobby. The little pig we cut out of wood ourselves. The In This Kitchen We Dance sign is from Target. Also, the little envelope that's metal is also from Target. The little pan is a mason jar cast iron from Kroger. And the little chicken print with the chicken wire is from a thrift store. I got the frame and then I printed the little print off. This is the 20-gallon crock that I picked up at a yard sale this past summer. I got it for $20. It literally just has a small little crack down the front. The little pig is cast iron and it is so, so, so heavy. We got in a bidding war at an auction and we gave about $60 for it, but I really, really love it. This is our big set of cabinets with our sink and our dishwasher. It also has a pantry on the end. Above all of the kitchen cabinets, there was a boxed-in soffit that we took out and then re-drywalled the wall. All of the walls in the house, for the most part, have been drywalled over. They did that prior to us buying the house. We got these cabinets unfinished, and then my husband primed them and used his sprayer to spray them all white. The subway tile we did last winter. We just did a white subway tile with the black grout. The little canister set is Pioneer Woman. The little stand that holds our cleaning supplies is also from Target. Can you tell where I shop a lot? The little grater is also from an antique store. I have plans to eventually replace this sink with a farmhouse sink. I don't know if we'll go old or if we'll just do a reproduction. As for what's above the kitchen cabinets, this is a little stove that is Pretty Made brand. I think I got it from an antique store. It's a little rough, it's rusty, but I really like it. This is a little cookie jar that I picked up from an auction. It's vintage, it's just a little cat. Its head comes off, it's kind of a little creepy. This is a little kid mixer that I think is from the 60s, but I'm not exactly sure. This is a coffee sign that is like a very, very heavy, like cement resin thing. I don't know how you would hang it. It's just so heavy. And then this little basket is from Walmart. It's actually just a little picnic basket. I used to use it a lot. It has a little set of dishes in it. And this is the vent that leads upstairs to my office. And this is how the heat works up for the upstairs. The heat is supposed to rise through these vents and heat your upstairs, and it doesn't work that well. This house has all new windows in it. Floor, I guess I didn't speak about. It isn't the original hardwood floor to the house. It's underneath of this. You can kind of tell from the doorway, from the dining room into the kitchen, that it steps up just a hair. I don't know what's underneath the floor. From looking in the basement, we have extensive termite damage in this house. I don't know why they covered it. My husband and I have talked about it, and we don't necessarily want to rip up perfectly good hardwood floor just to see if the original is there. At least not right now. We did sand down this floor, and we stained it and then polyurethaned it to match the rest of the house. It is all red mahogany. I don't know if that's the original color of the woodwork or exactly what the woodwork in our house is made of. It had a reddish tint when we bought it. I had to buy some stain, and I gravitated towards that color. So that's what we've been doing everything in. This is the other side kind of section of our kitchen. That's a little basket that has eggs in it. I'm not sure where it came from. The little rooster's from Kroger. He's not heavy, he's like a resin, but I like it because he looks like cement. That's a little picture that I painted on a vintage frame. That's a cracker box, that's vintage. And that's a cutting board I picked up at a little market this past fall. The little sifter's vintage, the cutting board my husband made. The little crock is just from a little shop. It's not old. The rolling pin used to be my grandma's, and I do use it when I bake. Then this boxed in section that's over by our laundry room is, it was already boxed in, and we have no exposed brick in our house, and I desperately wanted it. And we had these vintage individual tiles. I think they're from the 1950s. It's not a whole sheet, they're literally individual little tiles, and they were red. And I like faux painted them. I'm thinking about repainting it just a solid white. But it has electric and a heat duct vent. Really there's only 2 heat vents going upstairs, but that one pushes the heat up to the bathroom upstairs. Then that door goes to our laundry room. And this is our door to the back porch. We recently got that vintage door. It was a new door there. I want to replicate something that looks like the back porch doorway, and I want to extend it to make it wider. None of the baseboard in the kitchen is original. That was something that wasn't here. We at the time used some trim that my parents had left over, and it's not as wide as what the rest of the house is. We actually have been able to replicate with multiple trim pieces to try to make something that looks like our baseboard, but it's a project for the future. This door goes to the basement. We actually need to add a little trim piece to the top of the door. The door is just either settled in the crooked or the doorways went crooked over time. I won't show you the basement way, but the basement at one time was just a closet underneath our back staircase, but someone took the floor out and built a stairwell into the basement that's curved, and it's really hard to access. It did have an outside entrance, but it got covered up and blocked up, and then we dug it up and found the original steps, but the basement, it's blocked up in the basement, and there's no cellar doors, so we had to cover it with some tin. We built our own like cover for it, and it's there if we ever need to open it, but for right now it's closed. But the basement way, I would have loved to have that just be a closet. I think it would have made an amazing walk-in pantry. Our kitchen island, I get a lot of questions about it. It's built out of all reclaimed wood, found lots of different places. The little urn, I just recently planted that with some succulents, and the little cake dome, I think my mom got it from a yard sale, and I got it off her. And then the little cake stand, I think it's from Target. And then the tray I picked up somewhere, and that's some old wallpaper that I found. I think it's from the bathroom upstairs, but I found all the original wallpaper in the attic. That was one of the actually good finds I found with the house. And these stools I got from a yard sale for really cheap, and I chippy painted them. And then this little chair I got at a sale, and I love the spindles on the back part. It's really cool. It's just an extra area in the kitchen that I wish that we wouldn't have built cabinetry here, or we wouldn't have put cabinetry here, and I wish I could have found like a big giant farm cabinet, and that would have been so cool. But you know, now I have cabinets there, so there you go. The little house on top of the cabinets is a Mark's house. It looks kind of like ours, is why my husband bought it for me. And then the little cookie jar is a Campbell's soup cookie jar. It's got a little girl with cookies on it. I just happen to like it. We went to an auction where they were selling hundreds of cookie jars, and I ended up with 2 of them. My husband built me out of wood and a spindle. Just the stuff on there is just little various finds. Yeah, that's our kitchen. And if you have any questions about anything that we've done or whatnot, feel free to message me, and I can answer any questions.